Hey everybody, today we're going to read Seriously Snow White Was So Forgetful, Part 2 by Nancy Loewen, illustrated by Gerald Gillies. We posted reminders. We even wrote "Do not open the door" in syrup on her pancakes. But once again we came home to find Snow White on the floor. This time we couldn't help her. There was no corset to loosen or comb to remove. We thought she was dead, killed by a magical spell. And yet days passed and she remained as lovely as ever. "It's like she forgot how to wake up," Five whispered. We couldn't make ourselves bury her, so we placed Snow White in a glass coffin and brought her to a spot on the mountainside. We took turns guarding her. Thank goodness that's not the end of the story. One day I heard voices in the woods. "No, your Majesty, it's not time for lunch. We ate our lunch an hour ago, don't you remember?" "Oh, right. Silly me." Suddenly I was face to face with a prince, but he barely noticed me. He couldn't take his eyes off Snow White. "What happened to her?" he asked. "What's her name?" I told him the story. "She's the most beautiful girl I've ever seen," he breathed. "Those lips, those eyes. What did you say her name was? Could I take her with me? Now that I've seen her, I don't think I can live without her. What silky hair she has. Tell me again, what's her name?" I smiled. The prince reminded me of a certain someone. We were bringing Snow White back to the cottage so the other dwarfs could say good-bye. Without warning, the prince stopped and turned around. "Hey, what about lunch?" he asked. The servant slipped, the coffin slid, and Snow White coughed. I never heard such a beautiful sound. Out of her throat flew a bit of rosy red apple. Rosy red poisoned apple, that is. She sat up. "Did somebody say something about lunch?" she asked. Yes, Snow White married the prince, of course. The queen actually showed up at the reception, if you can believe it. Everyone threw dinner rolls at her and booed so loudly that she ran away and was never heard from again. Things are pretty much back to normal now. When it gets cold outside, we're grateful for our 10-foot scarves, and every once in a while we make banana cream pie without any bananas, just for old time's sake. The end, and I hope you enjoyed.